Okay, we're just going to do a quick screencast, screencast that will hopefully take us through doing the drawing on the web version because it is slightly different. Okay, so no, is that what I'm looking at? Yes, that's what I'm looking at. Right, okay. So here we go. So again, I would start. I'm just tapping L for. He says, right. I'm just tapping L for line. And I'm going to start with my datum. So there we go. And there we go. Right. Okay, so my datums are the points that I'm measuring everything off. Okay. Now, if we remember from the drawing, it was 19 wide. So I'm going to use the offset command, which is here, or I'm just going to type OF for offset, he says. Is that going to work? Offset command. Let's just switch that off. There we go. Right, so offset, select object to offset, so I'm going to select that. Okay, and then I'm going to type in 19 there, so we've got our distance. Okay, so we'll just zoom in there. We're going to use the offset command again, and this time I'm going to select this line, and I'm going to offset it by 8mm, because if we remember from the drawing, it was 8mm diameter. Okay. I'm now going to use the trim command, so you can see down here I've just typed in trim. The web version is slightly more advanced in that it guesses the lines you want to get rid of. You might find that's the case using AutoCAD 2021. I don't know, I've not had a go with that yet. Right. So now we're back into offset mode. So the smaller, fatter bit of the thing was 13mm, about a center point. So I'm just going to do a line. Now it's not snapping. So if I right click here, snap overrides, and I'm going to choose midpoint, which is just there. So there we are. We've got a line from the midpoint. Okay. So just typing off there to go back to the offset command. And I'm going to offset that at 6.5 to that side, and also he says, there we go, 6.5 to that side. Okay, and then once more I'm going to use the offset command, just typing off there, and I'm going to offset this line 1mm down by 1mm, and I'm going to offset this by 1mm as well. Okay, so then I'm just typing TR for trim. I'm just going to select everything. So, oopsie daisy. No, don't want to do that. Right, okay. So let's try that again. Repeat last command, trim. So I'm just going to trim out these corners once more, like that. Okay. I'm going to trim out that. I'm going to trim out that. I'm going to get rid of these lines here. I'm going to press escape, and then I'm going to just select that and delete that line, and suddenly it's looking more like. Okay. There's no chamfer command in the modify box here. We've got a fillet, but we want chamfer, so we just type CHA. You can see there it's popped up with chamfer, so we're going to select chamfer. It tells us our chamfer distances are already set at 0.5 and 0.5, so let's run with that. And just like before, we select our two lines, and just like before, it kicks us out of the chamfer command. So we can right click and repeat last command. So I'm just going to very quickly do all these chamfers. Okay. Very quickly do all these chamfers. Okay. Repeat last command. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Right. Okay, so we've done all the chamfers, and there we go. That should be completely correct. So now we're going to move on to the circle. So we're going to do a line. Yeah. Return. Control and right click. No, sorry, just right click because this is the web version. Snap overrides. Midpoint again. I'm going to just do a line there, and that's just going to be the end of the circle. I'm going to go to here to draw a circle. Once more, that's asking me for, it says here, specified radius of circle or diameter. Well, I'm going to choose the diameter. Diameter's 8. There we go. So that's our circle, so we can get rid of that construction line now. Okay, we can use the offset command once more. I'm going to offset by, oops, is it? No, select that, there we go. Offset by 1 millimeter. Okay, and then I'm going to escape that, repeat last command. I'm going to offset, oops, let's try that again. Offset, there we are, let's select my thing, and I'm going to offset by 0.5. Whoops daisy, wrong way, let's undo that. Repeat last command. Offset by 0.5, there we go. So we're going to offset just on the inside there by 0.5. Okay, and also we offset that by 0.5 millimeters. Okay, so that's that done. And we can just check that that's correct just by doing a quick line. We can go from there to there and we see that those two line up. Our next inner circle should line up with that edge of our chamfer. Okay, next inner circle, which it does. Okay, so everything lines up as it should. Okay, so we're going to go to the layers thing now, because I'm using the A3 drawing border that you should have downloaded, and you can upload from into Autodesk AutoCAD on the landing page once you've signed in. I'm going to go to center line. I'm going to go to annotate. Do we have a center line there in annotate? No. So I can't remember what the type command is for a center line, so I'm just going to have to draw a line. So I'm on the center line command. So I'm going to draw a line from, he says, enter. I'm going to draw a line from the midpoint there. I'm going to drag it out to just past the center of the circle. Okay, I'm going to take that line and I'm just going to extend it again just past the center of the circle. Your center line, and I'm going to do the same on the vertical. There we go, just past. And I'm just going to select it and drag it down. So your center line should just run past what it is that you're saying this is the center of. Okay, I'm going to do the same here. I want it to go from the midpoint. So I'm just going to type mid, because I know that will work. And I'm going to go from there. I'm going to go just past the end there, and then I'm going to select that. I'm going to just drag that past there. Okay, and again I'm going to go and I'm going to type mid instead of right clicking, because then it'll snap it to the midpoint for me. You'll see that I didn't go, just wait for the triangle to appear, and then we're just going to drag that down. He says we're just going to drag that down a little bit there, and then the only thing left to do is the dimensions. So we're going to go on to the dimension layer. So there's our dimension layer. We're going to go to annotate. We're going to pick that outside circle. That's as good a place as any. We're going to pick the next circle, which is 6, because that's this width and this width. Okay, let's return to our dimension command. I'm going to pick that point there and that point there, and that's 19. I'm going to pick that point there and that point there, and that's 13. And there we are. That's all there is to it. Good game, good game. So I'm just going to finish there. Thank you very much.